Pepsi Manu says, is there a difference between saying, what do you reckon, or saying, what do you think? And what's the use of N? What's the use of it, maybe? What's the use of those two? Okay. So, very interesting. Now, I've talked about this before, but it is that idea of two things with a similar meaning feeling different. And that's the weird thing about any language. It's not about what does it mean. It's about how does it feel when you use it. When it comes to language, there are two types of meaning. There is the connotative meaning and the denotative meaning. The connotative meaning is the meaning in relation to its context, how it's used, how it feels when it's used. And the denotative meaning might be its actual definition in the dictionary. So, yes, what do you think and what do you reckon are the same. But why is it that you've never heard me say, what do you reckon? Why do I say instead, what do you think? You'll never hear me say it. I don't think I've ever said it, maybe once in my life. Well, it's because that expression doesn't fit with the way I see myself in the world and how I choose to express myself. If I said something like that, it would be kind of like me getting a tattoo of a flower on my arm. Actually, let me change that from a flower to... Let me change that from a flower to a motorcycle, okay? A tattoo of a motorcycle on my arm. Now, if I got a tattoo of a motorcycle on my arm, you might think, okay, yeah, so what? But I would feel, because I'm not a motorcycle guy, I don't care about motorcycles, I would feel like there's this thing on me that doesn't represent me. And in the same way, if I said, oh man, that's so sick. People say that. Sick means very cool, right? Same thing. I don't usually say that unless I'm being sarcastic, because that doesn't represent me. I say, oh, that's cool, that's interesting. I speak the way I speak because I feel that the words that come out of my mouth represent me. And so while some people might say, what do you reckon? What do you reckon we should do? That might represent them. I won't take that on. So it's not about the meaning. It's about, does it fit you? Now, how do you know if it fits you or not? My sense is, what do you reckon is a lot more casual. It feels more Southern. As soon as I think of reckon, I think of Texas. Right? What do you reckon we should do? Sort of an older expression to mean to figure out, or your understanding of what's going on. Right? That's the feeling I have. I have a picture of Texas pops up in my brain. Now, I don't hate Texas. There's nothing wrong with Texas. Not everyone from Texas says that. But that's the impression I get. And so words, language, and culture, we get these impressions based on associations. Maybe it's from things in movies that I've seen. I've watched a lot of Western movies, and a lot of cowboys say, what do you reckon we should do about this? Maybe that's where we get the association. Is it only me, or is it out there in the culture? Do other people feel the same way? I'll bet there are many people who feel the same way that I feel. There are many people who probably use reckon, and they feel the same way that I feel. They have the same association, and that association fits with what represents them. There are people who get motorcycle tattoos because, while a motorcycle tends to have the same meaning, if you're a motorcycle person, right, that means a certain thing, that for them represents them. It fits with who they feel they are, not me. I wouldn't get any tattoo at all, probably, because it doesn't fit with who I think I am. So I know that's a kind of weird way to answer the question, but that really is what it is. And so the challenge for you next is to find the things that you might decide to use, find the connotative meaning, the subjective meaning, the associations, and you do that through exploring the culture. Exploring movies, TV shows, books, exposing yourself to it to feel whether or not it represents you. So I'm not saying don't say it. Say it. That's fine. But I don't say it because I don't want to. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and follow. And don't forget to check out the full courses in the links in the description. Of course.